All right, guys. As long as I just created a calculator that calculated the number of pieces based on the count, one of those counters that count in 10 inches, and the cylinder repeat, the number across, and the number around, right? So as long as I'm on that subject of calculating, I thought I'd make another calculator that is more straightforward, one that is more commonly required. And that is calculating footage based on cylinder repeat, number around, number across, and number of pieces, right? Okay, that's a very common calculation, and I see a lot of guys do it by hand at press site. It's a very dangerous practice. So here we go. So we have cylinder repeat, right? In inches. So let's do an example of 12 inches. We have the number around of the cylinder, right? Let's do an example with one around. We have number across. We'll do an example of one across, right? And that's really all we need as the basis, okay? Other than the quantity. So how many labels or how many pieces do we need, right? Quantity. So let's say 100,000 now, okay? 100,000. So if we want to calculate the footage, so let's say feet, okay? What we do is we take the quantity, so it equals the quantity of labels, okay? Then we would have to multiply that by the cylinder repeat in inches, right? Times the cylinder repeat. And then since more around would actually make us require less feet, we divide it by the number around, and we also divide it by the number across, right? And we divide all of that by 12 because here we have inches. 100,000 times 12 was 1,200,000 inches, and we need to divide it by 12, divided by 12, and that is the number of feet required. So it makes sense, right? And that's 12 inches is 1 foot. If I'm going to have 100,000 of these, and it's one across and one around on a 12-inch repeat or 1 foot repeat, it makes sense that I need 100,000 feet, right? If I have two around, I'd need less than that, 1/2 of it, right? Let's see. Yep, that makes sense. If I have two across, that'll be half of that. That makes sense. Okay, good. So, but what about when we have overrun, right? So let's, as a percentage, let's go ahead and format. Whoops, take that out. Delete comment. Let's format that cell as a percentage. All right. And let's say we were on a 10% overrun, okay? So then what we have to have is feet with over. We would have equals the number of feet times, open parentheses, 1 plus this percentage, close parentheses. So we have the number of feet times 1 plus the number of feet times the percentage. It adds those up if you remember your math. And we have, yeah, 27,500, right? So if we have an overrun of 0, then we have the exact same amount. If we have a overrun of 100%, it should be double. Yep, so that seems to work, okay? If the cylinder repeat is 8 inches, fewer feet, yeah, okay. So now we have a calculator, and you can put your overrun here, insert, whoops, insert cut cells here, right? And let's give it a little space if we want to just delineate these a little bit. And so now you have, if you put in the cylinder repeat, let's just say the cylinder repeat, the number around and the number across, and the quantity you want, it'll tell you how many feet to do 100%. And it'll tell you how with overage percent, right? Feet with overage percent. And there you have it. And we don't have to have these formulated with decimal places. So we'll just format those cells as a number with no decimal places. And now we have, let's do 10% overrun. That makes more sense. And we have, to do this job, to do the overrun, 5,093. To do it just 100%, 4630. All right? So there's another calculator for you guys. I hope that helps. And have a great weekend.